One of the tips that I would share with any teacher that's looking to sort of like bring a little bit more focus or energy to their classroom is to remember to warm them up. So remembering that folks are coming with all sorts of different backgrounds, they could have had a difficult day, a number of things that could have went on, and when they come to your class, you really want them to be present so they're ready to learn. So I always like to prep my students, so I always play some sort of music. So for my social justice class, I'm always playing like maybe some Bob Marley or different types of music that get people just sort of into the mood. But then I always bring some sort of movement into the beginning of my class. So I get people doing some deep breathing exercises, or we're up, we're dancing, we're doing some stretches. And I think probably some of my favorite things to do is just to have people just sort of like reach up into the air and do like a little bit of jazz hands, and then actually bend over at the waist and then just let their body dangle. It just sort of gets the sort of blood moving in the body, and people have a big like sort of laugh and chuckle, and then you're starting the class with that sort of positive vibe. The other thing is that I always like to sort of like do a lot of review throughout my class. So a lot of my students have challenges with their learning with regards to memory or concentration. And I think that it really helps to punctuate what I'm offering. And at the very end of my class, I always do sort of like a rapid fire type quizzing. So it's kind of like a game show. And then people leave with a positive vibe. They feel like they actually learned something that day, and we punctuated what that was. So that I would suggest that warm up right before you start the class, but then also sort of that wrap up and sort of saying goodbye to like this community of a classroom.